India is the first country in the world to land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole.
So let's look at what is happening. The Indian Space Agency attempting to become the first to land a spacecraft near the south pole of the moon.
India has done it. It has become now the fourth country to land a spacecraft on the moon after the U.S. and China and the former Soviet Union.
Able to land there yet. This is the first time a country has pulled that one off. So this is big news, and looking forward to what they'll find out there.
India has become the first country in the world to successfully land a craft near the moon's south pole.
Here we have a majestic liftoff of LVM-3 M4 rocket carrying India's prestigious Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन LVM-3 M4 रॉकेट का
So let's look at what is happening. The Indian Space Agency attempting to become the first to land a spacecraft near the south pole of the moon. This is India's third lunar mission, and its Vikram lander is due to touch down in about 3 minutes' time. We will have, we hope, live pictures of that. You can see some of mission control in India there. Inside the six-wheeled rover, which, if all goes to plan, will roam the lunar surface, getting images and data. I love the idea. Scientists believe craters that are permanently in the shadow of the dark side of the moon may hold frozen water. Let's speak with Dr.
India has done it. It has become now the fourth country to land a spacecraft on the moon after the U.S. and China and the former Soviet Union. Just moments ago, we're talking just a couple of minutes, the Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft landed on the lunar south pole. Look at the celebration here. India's Space Research Organization is already sharing stunning photos from the mission. And look at these pictures of the approach. It's a rare close-up of the moon's kind of dusty gray terrain.
This mission comes as space programs around the world are racing to get to the moon. This weekend, you'll remember Russia failed to land a spacecraft on the moon. NASA has announced multiple crewed lunar missions, including plans to have the first woman and person of color on the moon's surface. But India landed on the south pole of the moon, and experts believe there could be ice, mineral deposits, valuable elements there.
Yeah. How important it is for India not just to join this fraternity, but to go now to the South Pole.
Yeah, so the South Pole's big, Victor, because of ice. There's ice there, so the interest with ice is that it can be possibly made into drinking water to support crews that would go there, astronauts that would go there, and also could be turned into rocket fuel to use the moon as a place to launch to further locations out in the cosmos. So that is the great interest with the South Pole, and no one's been able to land there yet. This is the first time a country has pulled that one off. So this is big news, and looking forward to what they'll find out there.
Good for India. They should
Great for India, yeah.
Great
really,
for India. Mike,
we'll see what happens too. We'll see what they.
We will be watching it.
Hopefully everything keeps working.
Yes.
You know, you got a rover that's looking around, so we'll see what happens
so far.
Mike Massimino, thanks so much.
My
Look
pleasure.
forward to the book.
Oh, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
We begin with some historic news. India has become the first country in the world to successfully land a craft near the moon's south pole. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was watching the mission from South Africa and congratulated the team back home. Let's take a closer look at why there's been a rise in interest in the moon's southern pole. Well, the area is said to be home to frozen water, which could be a source of drinking water, fuel and oxygen for future moon explorations. But attempts to land on the surface of the moon had proven challenging. That was until now. In 2019, India's Chandrayaan 2 spacecraft attempted to touch down but failed. Rough terrain was cited as one of the reasons. And just a few days ago, Russia's first mission to the moon in nearly 50 years ended with disappointment after its Luna 25 spacecraft crashed on landing.
India is the first country in the world to land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole, a moment of history for the country. It was a tense final 6 minutes as it descended onto the lunar surface. Let's show you the moment. First of all, let's take you inside the control room just before landing. Remember, this was an uncrewed spacecraft, so no one on board, everything controlled from here in the control room. And just to explain what we're going to see, Prime Minister Narendra Modi wasn't there, so he was being beamed in on a screen to watch. Also on the screen was a graphic, computer-generated representation of the lander as it descended.
Massive achievement and a massive congratulations goes to everybody who worked on this project. So right now it's confirmed touchdown successfully. They will now be getting ready to deploy the lunar rover, which we should be hearing from in the next few hours, exactly what stages that will happen. And then over the next 2 weeks, it will be performing its science task. So I think the hard part is over and very, very excited to see what is to come.
Indeed, I'm so glad we could share this moment together along with millions of others in the world who have been watching this really closely.